Good morning, Matt. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it very much. Yeah. So how long have you been at the facility this morning already?
2 minutes.
About 2 minutes. So you just walked in. Gotcha. Yeah, right. Yeah, because I always wonder, like, at this time of year when it's training camp, when I know you guys are here most of the day, if they require you to get here really, really early in the morning, if it's a treatment thing, do you have to get here earlier? Or one of those things?
Yeah, one of those things. Treatment, you got to come in earlier, or some days I'll come in early if I want to get a little extra hot tub in, stretch, and get breakfast and do the whole. But once you start getting rolling into the camp, it's snooze button looks pretty good.
I would guess, man. Yeah, here we are, the week of the first preseason game. How's your body holding up?
Feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Ready to go. Starting to get closer and closer to that date. So, yeah, every day that ticks by is just like, oh, man, it's coming.
Yeah.
What's the feeling with you like when you know that it's your running back room, where you're the lead, you're the main guy? How do you attack that with all your other guys?
It's definitely a different change of pace for me. I've been in this role before in my life, of course, being the guy, being the starter, being the leader of the room, and that sort. But it definitely is a little different. I'm living the dream. I was a 6-year-old kid dreaming of this, and I'm living it now. So just attacking it full head of steam. I know that there's rookies in the room that are looking up to a guy like me. So trying to be on my A game with teaching them anything that they need to know, and with also just, leading by example. So definitely it just changes things a little bit, adds a little bit more, and just have to step the game up.
Sauce, I'm going to do the A-B thing, okay?
Okay.
A, your arms are gigantic. I don't think I've been this close to you. I didn't know you were that strong, like, up top. That's crazy. But I noticed on one of your arms, that's why I was looking at your arms, you got tattoos? Walk me through this alien tattoo. Does it say "not from here"?
Yeah.
What's the meaning behind this alien tattoo? That's a cool looking tattoo.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of inspiration through my whole mental health journey. I ended up starting my brand and my foundation, I Am Gifted, and it's about just spreading love and positivity, letting everyone know that everyone's born with the gift, and you just have to find it, embrace it, and use it to shine light in this world. And so through that, I also just kind of had the epiphany of, not only just, from a faith-based standpoint of we're not of this world, and, the stressors and all the things in life that we deal with in this world, spiritually, you have to allow God to take over in times where it's just extremely stressful and you feel like there's no answers. And so that's how I was able to really start to come out of the dark place during my mental health journey. And with that, I was able to tap into a different side of me in football too, where you just kind of take that and say, I'm not from here, and you have to just try and be a different animal. And so those two things combined and made this inspiration of a tattoo.
Interesting. If you don't mind, on the mental health journey for a moment, I won't get too deep or too personal, but you bring up whatever you want, because I think it helps people to know that people they look up to struggle. With your mental health journey, you mentioned a couple of things there, positivity. How important is that to you in such a stressful job? Listen, NFL players make a lot of money. It's a great lifestyle, but every day your job is on the line, and every day your body's on the line. How do you deal with that?
You have to find your ways. There's guys that deal with it, through golfing, through fishing, through, different things that they do to free themselves of what this whole lifestyle embodies. And you have to be able to do that, taking time where I love to spend time with family. I make music for, therapy. There's just things like that I do that free myself a little bit of, the stress and the pressure that comes with this life, because it'll tear you up. Fantasy football is crazy to me. I honestly purposely don't want to know even the details of what fantasy football is, because I don't want to understand why people are either mad at me or like, oh, you saved my season. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but I don't need the extra pressure, because it does get to you. And especially at this level, people think that we just have to be big macho, put the helmet on, go out there and just, we're like a source of entertainment, and we have to be on our A game to entertain everyone. But, under that helmet's a real human being. So it does take a lot of balance. And, if you don't find it, you'll see, that's how people tend to struggle if they don't find some good mental health practices to help balance that.
If you don't score 14 touchdowns this year, I lose my house.
I've heard something similar.
I bet. What kind of music do you make, and how do you make it?
I would say down the line of hip hop and R&B.
Just computer programs, or do you have instruments at home? What do you got?
I ended up getting a whole home setup during that COVID time. So my little cousin Cam, he's into the music lane, and he's an up and coming artist. And one time he asked me to take him to the studio when I was back home in the off season, and I did. And then he asked me to hop on one of his songs, and then after that it was like, okay, this is kind of fun. And during that COVID time, I just went. We had a friend that had a home studio, and I just asked him what are all the stuff, and he sent me the Amazon links and the links that I needed as far as the speakers, the mic, and the Pro Tools system, and I got it all. And then I just started to teach myself how to mix and master and self-engineer. And so now if I need to, go take a break, or, I'm feeling a little bit juiced up from maybe hearing a song in the locker room or something, I'll get home and I'll pop into the studio and, make some songs.
Send those MP3s our way, and we'll play them on the Power Trip Morning Show.
For sure.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, again, if you're just tuning in, Alexander Mattison's our guest. Power Trip Morning Show running a little long. Tennebee's coming in after this, but we're going to stick around with Alexander Mattison for just a little bit. And again, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate that.
No problem.
You were born the year he became an NFL fan, because the year you were born is perhaps the greatest year in the history of being a Vikings fan. Randy Moss, 1998. As somebody who was born in 1998, can you grasp what that year might have been like for us?
No,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
But that is pretty wild to hear that I was taking like my first breath on this earth, and you guys are living it up.
I'll tell you that I won't speak for these guys, but watching him come in and change the league was an incredible thing, man. And doing it in purple on your favorite team, it was like a dream come true.
That's awesome.
It was the exact opposite of last year, too. It was exciting because we were blowing everybody out by 90 points. Not the nail biters that you guys had last year. Last year was a different kind of excitement and entertainment. 98 was just, we knew we were going to win. It's just, can we break a record today?
Yeah.
Can Moss have 7 touchdowns today? It's just, we had no idea.
It was a video game.
How crazy it was going to be.
They were a video game. They scored they scored every single time they touched the ball.
And at that point, they broke the record, right, for most points in the season. It was just, they were unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
It was so much fun.
Well, hopefully this year we can try and emulate something like that.
Well, you got one of maybe the league's best wide receiver. I mean, that offense you get to run with is one of the best. On paper, I know people don't like that, but the personnel that offense has is incredible, and it's a lot of opportunity for you. It's a lot of opportunity for all you guys. What's it like being in that huddle with all those offensive weapons, including yourself?
Oh man, it's fun. You get to look around, you get to look at these guys, like you said, that so many weapons in this offense, and just understand that you have the tools to go get it done. You just have to go get it done, and so it's fun. We get to just kind of trust in one another. We know what JJ can do. We know what KJ can do. We know what we can do. Now it's about just going to do it. So it's really awesome to look on paper and just see how we were able to, somehow get all of these players in the same offense this year is pretty wild. There's, I think, 3 first rounders from my class, and then along with, Josh Oliver, who's also a 3rd rounder. And then you got from the year after me with JJ's class, we have like 3 or 2 first rounders and 2nd rounder. Like, it's a lot of star power in this offense, and it's just going to be able to be awesome to see it show this year. And it's your show, man. You're the starting running back. This is your dream come true. Was there ever a moment while you were sitting behind Dalvin Cook where you thought this moment might not come? No. And honestly, it's a lot. It had a lot to do with him too. Just since my rookie year, him and Amir Abdullah, those guys who call me Beast Mode 2.0, and that's behind the scenes. These guys were mentors. These guys were my big brothers. These are, like, to this day, I can FaceTime them and talk. It's my big bro. I just texted him last night. He just sent me a picture of like a new tattoo he got. And these guys told me, they believed in me before I believed in myself during my rookie year, telling me, your time is coming. Dalvin, we had that talk that, one day it's going to be one of us. Let's rock out until we can't anymore, because this isn't a backfield of a 1 and a 2. This is 2 ones that just happen to be in the same backfield. And luckily for the Vikings, it played out like that. But there's going to be a day where it's going to be your show, it's going to be my show, and, you know, let's rock out until that day comes.
So when you re-signed, though, Dalvin was still on the roster. So when you re-signed, were you pretty sure that this was the scenario that was the most likely, that Dalvin was most likely going to be released?
Yeah. I mean, we're past the time now, so I could talk about it, but like the day after, I mean, he hit me up that night, and the day after we hopped on a call, and, you know, he just broke it down to me of like what was going on behind the scenes and basically, you know, what was going to happen. And so the day after I signed, we knew that it was my time, and he, you know, handed me the keys and letting me know, you know, this is your temple now, this is your show, go do it, you know, what you do. So there's nothing but love between us, and it's just awesome just to have that type of person in my life.
If it was up to you personally, would you play in the preseason?
That's a hard question, because I want to get that feel. I want to get in there, and you know, you love the game. You never don't want to play in a game.
Yeah, correct.
But also, when it comes down to looking at a 17-game season ahead of us and potential postseason as well, you have to think from that perspective. And if coach gives me the go, I'll get my series in, my quarter in, or however long, and I'd be glad to do that. But if not, then completely understand. I know where my focus is at after that.
I know we got a limited amount of time, and we'll get you out here in a second, and the show's almost over for us anyway. But I do want to go back for a second. You left college after your junior year, and I was just telling these guys before you came in, one of your quotes was something like, you know, you only can take so many hits on your body, and, you know, you got to keep that in mind if you're going to go pro. Ever have any regrets about that at all? About leaving early?
No, not at all. It was one of those things where it's like, dang, if I would have stayed, could I have like had a run at the Heisman? Could I had, you know, been a first rounder, second rounder? But God's timing is never wrong, and I got out of there healthy. I never had a healthy off season. And Boise had a surgery each off season prior to that. So being healthy was kind of like, man, is this a sign that, you know, you're good to go? Go get it now. Go chase that dream now before the window closes. And then just, you know, understanding, you know, the whole COVID thing happened right after that. And there's a lot of players that got really messed up because of that, or didn't have an opportunity to kind of showcase their talents and showcase what they can do. You know, you gain a lot through the combine process, through the pro day process, and they lost that opportunity. And so I was just blessed to be able to get in before that happened. And you know, yeah, like I said, God's time is never wrong, so no regrets there.
Last thing, we'll let you go. You won the hurdles, at least your conference in high school. If we put up the hurdles out here, could you still get down the runway on those things?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think I'd be able to probably put up. I mean, I might need a little bit of a warm up, but I think I could probably put up a faster time. I should be able to put up a faster time as long as I, you know, warm the hips up and get going. But I mean, you see it out there on the field here and there. I've been trying to dial back a little bit to, you know, let these guys get a little bit oblivious to what I can do. Sure. So, you know, we might be able to see a little bit more this year when these guys try and tackle me low.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
before the season even starts, good for you. We're really happy for you, man. Can't wait to see what you do as the man with the Minnesota Vikings. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Alexander Mattison, everybody.